Carter says, I know you already gave hockey a try and it didn't work for you. And to be clear, I tried to cover and follow hockey. I love the sport of hockey. I hope it's clear. Like, Game 7, Stanley Cup Finals, I'm there. I want to go to a Bruins game someday. I think hockey, specifically the Boston Bruins, I'm not from the area at all. I live in the West Coast. But Boston, Chicago, there's a couple arenas in hockey that are just crazy and rowdy and loud, and I'd love to be there. Now, he says, if someone with an established hockey podcast reached out and wanted to join the Strong Opinion Sports brand, what would you do? I know you like keeping everything in your voice and opinion, but I'm curious if you would partner with another person. And then he says in parentheses, I do not have a hockey podcast I'm trying to link you with. I'm just curious. Thank you for that, by the way. I don't know. So number one, I think people don't realize I have other podcasts. I have a podcast called the Flawed Humans Podcast. My girlfriend edits it. We do it right here. She sits there. I sit here. We talk about life, and it's way more general than just sports. I also have a podcast called Desperately Dating, where I do a podcast about dating, literally, with my stepmom, and it's super fun, and it's quirky and interesting, and I enjoy it. I'm also starting a podcast in February about movies. I got a fun title about that. It's gonna play off of what I do with football. Really, really fun podcast there. I'm excited. I love making content, and I do a lot of content. But I also am not The Ringer. I'm not Barstool Sports. I am one human being and one person, and I'm not going to put my name on something I'm not directly involved with, if that makes sense. So I guess, no, I'm never going to do a partnership with another person, call themselves Strong Opinion Hockey or something, nothing like that. Although that might be a good title. If you want to do that, you should. That's actually a good name for a brand if you ever want to do that. Here's how I would cover hockey. And if anybody listening either has a hockey podcast or knows of a hockey podcast that is good and interesting, and send it my way, I'll look at it and vet it and check it out for information. But I would love to cover hockey this way, where I have a weekly guest, and they have their own hockey platform, whether it's a podcast or a show or whatever, and they would come on my show as a guest. We'd talk about hockey. They would also promote their show. Say, hey, my name is Zach Schomler my name is, say Doug Niffelhofer. I have a hockey podcast, and I'm here from Strong Opinion Hockey, and let's talk about hockey, right? We talk about hockey. It'd be fun, be interesting. Now, I would have to like and respect their work. That is a tough ask, because there's not a lot of people. When I look around the sports world, there's a lot of people, and I'm not trying to be pretentious, but there are people out there that go, I don't like your podcast. I don't like your work. I'm not interested in working with you. A lot of people like that out there. But it sounds fun to me to have someone come on my show and talk about hockey, because I love hockey. I used to go as a kid to games. They're fun. They're exciting. I also just have no idea how to cover it, how to follow it. It's too busy. It's hard to find. I'm covering other stuff often. It makes me kind of sad, because it feels like something missing in my life, where I want to find a way to follow hockey, but I need to have someone else simplify it for me. And honestly, I'm never going to watch enough games to really say anything comprehensive about it. But I do know that if I had a weekly interview or weekly conversation with an expert, where I could say, hey, who is the leader in the MVP race? What's the MVP even called? Because I know it's some weird name. What team looks really good? How are the Coyotes doing? How's this? How's that? How's the new franchise in Seattle doing? Who fired their coach? That'd be fun to talk about, to do like 30 minutes a week with a guest to talk about hockey. I would love that. And if there's a hockey guest out there, or a person who knows hockey really well, and they want to just, maybe their only content is literally my weekly segment. I have no idea. I'm spitballing here. But if I could ask somebody questions and, about what I'm interested in regarding hockey, it'd be really fun. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be good content. I think because I am not a fan of hockey, I'm a fan of hockey because I don't follow hockey vigorously. I think I could actually ask questions that a general, normal human being who doesn't watch every hockey game would be curious about. I could speak for the audience a little bit, grill an expert, have a good time with that. It'd be really fun for me, honestly. So I would love to do that. I'm literally trying to speak this into existence, actually, as I say this out loud. If anybody out there wants to be on my show weekly, talk about hockey, hey, hit me up. I'll check you out. If I reject you, please don't be offended. There's a lot of people out there, I don't like their content. So if you have the stones, and honestly, I hope you don't reach out to me. I hope other people send me someone else who has a platform. I can then reach out to that human being. That sounds a lot better to me. I hate rejecting other people. It's not fun. But yeah, if I can do that, I would actually really love to cover hockey once a week that specific way. They come on my show, I ask them questions. It'd be interesting. It'd be fun. I would love it. If we can make that happen, hit me up. Especially, I don't know if I have a bigger platform than that other person about hockey, but if I do, they could use my platform to leverage their own podcast. They win. I have fun talking about hockey. They win because they get free promotion. I don't know if that's crazy. I haven't talked to my dad about this. My dad's kind of my brand bulldog. I've never shared anybody with this idea with anybody, but it sounds fun to me. And if that sounds fun to anybody else, give me feedback. Let's talk about it. Should be fun. Could be interesting. Let me know what you think about my idea of how to cover hockey in my own weird, strong opinion sports unique style.